I hope my microphone is working.
We'll just start it.
Oh,
Stephen, the mics are working now. I'd accidentally muted it in OBS. I had to think about that there.
you
That's
always knock me for a loop.
This time, Stephen.
Hello and welcome to this Monday's edition of Movie News here at MBE. Feels like I've just said that. Bit of deja vu. Oh, there's a black cat. I better watch Neil. Anyway, we're here and we are live and interactive. Yeah, and we are talking entertainment news as always here on this Monday night here in the UK, and we are glad you can join us here on our YouTube channel and of course our Twitch stream. I'm one of your co-hosts, Stephen John McLaughlin, and our other co-host, as you can see, the man is here.
Yeah.
As always, he's here all the time. He does separate himself from that chair. Seriously,
yes.
He does.
Yeah.
He's not there
I
all the
did
time.
last Thursday.
Yeah.
When my dog had some stomach issues.
Yeah, well, Friday, yeah.
Friday. No,
yeah.
it was Thursday.
When we did the review,
Yeah,
you
I had to bail.
You bailed. Yes.
Thursday I just couldn't do a show.
Yeah, you couldn't, John. Yeah.
Because he was forcing me outside.
Did you miss us guys on Thursday? Did you notice? Who knows?
Probably didn't. No.
Anyway.
Stephen, your eyes are looking particularly blue there.
Yeah, what is that? I've not got contacts.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I've got emerald green eyes.
Yeah.
I wish I had blue. But I've not.
Yeah. But anyway.
Emerald green's rarer.
Another colour we're talking about, John. It's black, and it's Black Phone.
It's come black.
Black Phone reviews hype Doctor Strange director's new horror movie. Now, the Black Phone sees Doctor Strange director Scott Derrickson reteam with Sinister star Ethan Hawke for what reviews say is a chilling horror film. This is coming in from...
Chilling horror film. Look at that visual.
Yeah. Oh,
Don't we love a little mask with horns?
That's terrifying.
Stephen, I tell you what's terrifying, the thumbnail.
Yeah.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Now,
is that Ethan Hawke?
I don't know. We've talked about this film a couple of times. We didn't really know too much about it other than the sort of synopsis and who was going to be starring in it. We knew who the director was because we were reporting on Doctor Strange 2 at the time. Derrickson was kicked off. He was kicked off. Hello there. Oh, and he was kicked off. Oh, there we go.
I don't know what.
I'll slam a chair up.
I don't know what. I'll go back to you, Steve. That's a nonsense. That's a nonsense.
But yeah, John, we were talking about Derrickson obviously being kicked off Doctor Strange 2. This is the project that he picked up on, going back to his roots with good old-fashioned horror. It was something I was really looking forward to with the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
A horror element to an MCU film, and who better to do it than Scott Derrickson? But it wasn't to be.
Scott Rick Derrickson.
We got Sam Raimi, and it might all work
out
fine for us because we're getting a Sam Raimi MCU film, and we're getting a Derrickson horror film, and it's a Black Phone, and it sounds amazing, John.
And we're also getting a Bermuda Triangle movie with Chris Evans.
Yeah.
And Scott Derrickson.
Yeah, can't wait.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Bermuda,
Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take it to Bermuda. Anyway, enough of that, Kokomo. The Black Phone just had its premiere at Fantastic Fest over the weekend, and early reactions to the Blumhouse production should get horror fans' attention. It's all happening tonight, folks. Reviews praise Derrickson and screenwriter C. Robert Cargill's adaptation of Hill's story, which takes the opportunity to flesh out the characters from their short-form versions and emphasise the film's thrilling darkness. Hawke's portrayal of the serial killer named the Grabber
on the past Donald Trump.
yeah, Gary Glitter is especially praiseworthy and terrifying. Now, John, there's a few quotes here from different vendors commenting on what they've seen at the premiere, and
I get these names, Stephen. Fuck me. No John Smith's in here. Eric Vespi.
Megan Navarro.
Yeah. Mirabelle.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Get the fuck out of here, bitches.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Where's Joe Todd? Anyway, Eric Vesp from Film says, for my money, The Black Phone is more complete and effective than Derrickson's previous horror movie, Sinister, and this first feature adaptation of Joe Hill's work that demands more big screen Joe Hill adaptations. That's interesting, John.
I've heard of Joe Hill either.
I've not, John, but what's interesting about that is that this could be Joe Hill's opportunity. This could be his sort of gateway into bigger
Stephen
things.
King.
Yeah,
then he can do
that's the name.
Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah,
I'm going to scare the hell out of you.
Macon Navarro, John, if you believe that, is bloody disgusting. That's where she's writing from, and she says Hawke's portrayal goes far to convey the abject menace long before we see the aftermath of his depraved work. They are shocking bursts of violence and scares, but none of that holds a candle to Hawke's decisive turn. John, I'll tell you something.
Listen, even Hawke's coming right into his own game here. He's coming back. There was a period where he was going all John Travolta, Nick Cage's, where he was almost phoning in every performance. He was over the hill, but he seems to have had a mini renaissance.
Yeah, great.
And he's coming back. He is a good actor. He's a great actor.
He's a great musician as well. He's a great singer, John, but I
like the guy.
He
looks depraved, if that's him in the thumbnail, as the grabber.
I think it might be,
a.k.a. Donald Trump.
But Marissa Mirabal from IndieWire says The Black Phone is a violent zeitgeist of a horror film that captures the audience's emotions as quickly as the film's antagonist kidnaps children in broad daylight.
That sounds interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah. Jason Bailey,
Mystic
the playlist. Derrickson.
That's a normal name.
Yeah, Jason Bailey, it is. It's a footballer, isn't it? Playing for Nottingham Forest or something like that. But anyway, Derrickson can build a mood and craft creepy imagery, and he moves his camera with precision, but this feels like a notebook of compelling visual and narrative ideas that never quite fit together.
Oh, don't say that,
That
Jason.
can't quite manage to coalesce into coherence. That's the word.
I couldn't say Bermuda, Stephen, don't worry about
John, I was going to actually say, but I think we went off on a tangent there. I hate reading professional critics' reviews because they go out, fancy pants words. They always do it, and I always dread it because I don't write or read like that or speak like that. You probably guessed that.
I mean, I used to write like that.
Yeah,
I never spoke like that, but I wrote like that.
Now, I'm not going to go any further, John, because we're into social media ones there, but you can check this out on Screen Rant.
Just a shame that he's not. I don't like this guy now, Jason Bailey. He had the normal name.
Yeah.
Now I know why. Because he's a normie.
Sources for courses, isn't it? It's all subjective.
I like what he's saying though about it. I've just done an intro and I've accidentally went to me instead of that. Having a fucking mare here. I'm ODing on avocado. Avocado and egg.
Millennials.
And before I came on. And my it's good. But I'm ODing on the yolk, clearly.
It's very good for you as well, John.
Yes, so I've heard. Cristiano eats it. Conor McGregor eats it. So I just want to be like those guys. I am on a mission to look like those guys. I'm nowhere near it just now, but I'll get there. But what was I going to say there? I like that sort of compelling horror imagery. That's a third thing to say when you've been fucking up Bermuda previous on the show a couple of minutes ago. Compelling horror imagery. Stephen, this guy is a great horror director. He's renowned for his horror work. That's when we heard, that's why when we heard that he was also going to be going on and doing a potentially horrific multiverse of madness with a potential Mephisto character in there or a potential nightmare as a villain. It was going to get dark. It was going to go to a place we hadn't seen before in the MCU. I was fucking excited to see this guy coming in and doing what he does best, doing horror and supplanting it, if that's even the correct word, implanting it into this cinematic universe. So when you get fired or they mutually consented over a creative clash, I was incredibly disappointed, Stephen. And look, the stuff coming out was that Kevin Feige just didn't have the same vision for the movie as he did. He didn't want to go as dark. He was going to make it a horror light, but more Marvel-like. And also we bring in Sam Raimi. He's a renowned director as well, but he's more mainstream. I don't think he's really did.
It's got darkness. Spider-Man 2 had a darkness to it. I think that's where Feige's going. I think he's trying to capture that tone. And
you said it. You called it. Also with the Spider-Man No Way Home stuff, the multiverse really starting there cinematically, and this bleeding into Multiverse of Madness. We know they're connecting into Wanda, into Loki.
That makes sense.
It makes sense to bring in a guy that's handled Spider-Man before, who's box office
Derrickson's
gold.
His first Doctor Strange movie was fantastic.
It was
amazing.
One of my favourites.
Yeah.
But Stephen, what the good thing about this is that it does free him up. He's not in that Marvel machine anymore, and he goes out with his reputation intact. It wasn't something that it was a flop or a failure.
No.
It's just a creative clash, and that can happen anywhere.
Yep.
So now he's going off and he's doing stuff for Blumhouse, another renowned horror institution. They've churned out some bad movies in some very, very fucking good movies for a small
Doesn't
budget.
keep them up at night. Yeah.
Yeah, and Stephen, look, this being the kind of movie it looks as though it is going to be dark and dingy, maybe mostly indoors. It'll be small budget. You've got the likes of Ethan Hawke there doing their acting chops. Do you? Or what costs the money in a movie like this?
Yep.
It's not for big fancy visual effects.
No.
It'll be bloody, it'll be gory. I don't know enough about it, but if I'm right, we did cover this. We covered the coming together of these two forces, Scott Derrickson and Blumhouse, Jason Blum. And I do believe the synopsis read something like a guy being in a basement, trapped, and a phone goes off, but it's off the hook, and it's actually the voices of spirits who had been murdered by a serial killer.
They're trying to help
him. So it was almost like Stir of Echoes meets What Lies Beneath, meets something else with a bit of soy-like sort of violence in there. It's perfect. He's a great director. I'm fucking excited for this, and I'm glad to see that it's getting mostly positive reviews.
Sinister. I'm intrigued about that now.
Sinister?
Yeah.
What's that then?
You were just saying you've not seen it.
Oh yeah, Sinister.
Yeah,
Sinister. Yeah. Stephen, look.
Yeah, he's reteaming. Derrickson's reteaming with.
I've got to be honest, Stephen. I've said he's a great director, but I'm fairly.
I'm fairly. I'm the same. I'm exactly the same.
Nose when it comes to Scott Derrickson. I'm just taking it on face value that he's a fucking great director, and what I have seen of him, just building this case together and saying this guy's a great director. He must be, because he gets work, and he's worked with Marvel. And look, we says time again, well I have anyway, I don't know about you, Stephen, that they have an incredible track record of bringing in up and coming talent, experienced talent, cult sort of talent behind the camera, filmmakers, so they don't pick trash directors. So this guy's got something, and I need to go back and watch, much like James Gunn. I've not watched a lot of James Gunn's
I'm the same.
pre-Marvel stuff, so I need to get back and really delve into this guy.
Out with the Marvel stuff and obviously his DC stuff now. What is it? Jojo Rabbit, yeah. That was Taika. Taika
Waititi.
I was too mixed up. Yeah. But Taika Waititi is the same, John. They're very pigeonholed at the moment. You know, people that are really fans of these directors will know their previous work.
Yeah, I mean, also Kevin
skate the surface with them.
Yeah, Kevin reviewed one, didn't he? Hunt for the Wilder People. And also What We Do in the Shadows is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So I mean, probably Taika's probably one of those cult directors. But you made
a good point, John, about Derrickson. I think I don't think it's a lucky escape for him or anything. I don't think being in Marvel is the worst job in the world or anything like that. But I think when you've got that sort of you've got that creativity, John, and it's going to be good for us, the audience members and fans of these directors, and I don't expect the likes of James Gunn or Taika Waititi or Scott Derrickson to hang about in the MCU all their lives. You will get directors that will want to maybe spend a bit of time in there, get their name sort of promoted in that platform, and I don't know what you're doing. Is this the chat, John?
Yeah, I'm trying to sort something out.
No problem.
It's not there.
And it gives them that opportunity, it gives them that platform to really flex their muscles. But they will. MCU have always went back to classic directors as well, and the likes of Kenneth Branagh, like that, and Sam Raimi. And I like that. I do like that sort of blend, and that's what the MCU is all about. But I'm glad that it's worked out for us. It's worked out for us as the fans. We are getting a great director coming in to obviously direct Doctor Strange 2. We know what he's like, we know what he's capable of doing, and we know what to expect. And Scott Derrickson's going back to doing what he does best.
And as I keep saying, excited for this Bermuda Triangle movie. I can see it now. And just what he's going to do in the future. And excited to see talent like that collabing with Blumhouse, because they have been a predominantly low budget sort of studio. And they've worked with some interesting ideas. I think they're maybe working with that Ryan Gosling werewolf thing. Don't know what the hell it's called. So you sort of monster universe. And obviously, was it Elizabeth Moss? I always say that, it's not Elizabeth Moss. Elizabeth
Moss for the Invisible Man.
Invisible Man.
Yeah, Moss. Yeah.
Was it Moss?
Yeah.
Decent talent they're working with. They're starting up the ante, and I like that because they're a great studio.
Was The Hunt anything to do with them? Was it?
The Hunt was. I can't remember what The Hunt was. It wasn't Sony. It was
vibes of Blumhouse, but
I can't remember.
You're absolutely right, John. They're a studio that's always impressed me. Even the bad stuff impresses me to the extent, and not because of the sort of the final production of what they distribute. What I mean is that it doesn't really bother them too much. That they will have misses. It's the hits. When they get a hit, it is a hit.
Oh, I mean, Stephen, it's like an $8 million budget, and they'll make like $200 million.
It's fantastic, off
of, and I mean, they continue to churn it out. And as you said, it's almost like Nick Cage in movie studio form. They don't really care.
No,
they do what they want to do. and it either works or it doesn't work, and they just keep churning along. So
yeah.
Excited to see them collabing with Scott Derrickson. Excited for the concept of this movie. Excited for the reviews coming in and suggesting it is decent, it's dark, it's grisly. I like that. I like my horrors, so I'm looking forward to it.
I like something with a bit of a twist, bit of a thrill, psychological as well in there, and that's a great horror film.
And great masks and characters that you can maybe implement into a Dead by Daylight.
I was going to say that, John. That
you've got the pig from the Saw, you've got that crazy little fucking spiral-faced guy. You've got so many classic characters, villainous characters. Getting into that, you've got Pinhead in it now, and Steve.
Yeah.
That fucker haunted my childhood. I never even watched a Hellraiser movie. I just seen him on the covers in Global Video back in the day. There's a little nostalgic blast for you if you're from the UK. Blockbuster for probably the States. Getting in and just looking at the areas you shouldn't be looking at and seeing Pinhead. Now the bastard's chasing me in the game, and he's a creepy bitch. Creepy.
John, there's something about those characters though that there's just the way they're written. They just it's not just pop. It's just not pop culture. It's something it's ingrained in you. You know, once you've seen it, you can't get that vision out of your head. The likes of Michael Myers' mask, or Jason's mask for that instance.
Jason's not in it. Funnily enough, he's one that needs to come in.
It could be a licensing thing, John. Yeah.
You've got Freddy. You've got Michael Myers. Who else have we got?
Freddy as well. You know,
Freddy's the
iconic jumper.
Yeah, he's a Taj on the game.
People going about the hands, the masks, the gloves, and the face, and scissors as hands. But it's always the striped jumper.
What was that Steve Coogan character called? The Yorkshire?
Alan Caff.
Alan Caff, what was he? One miles out.
He's good.
Incidentally, I just want to put a little disclaimer out there. I'm not anti-vaxxer at all, but just bear in mind, if you do take a vaccine from Pfizer, BioNTech, is that what you call them? Tech? Just going to give me some feedback if you're watching this and you have. Do you sweat an unbelievable amount after taking? Unfucking real. Sweat like hell, man. I've never seen sweating like this, and it's not the heat because it's no longer warm here.
No.
Those fucking Germans are up to something.
Anyway, John.
But I'm now safe from COVID, so it's all right.
We're going to move on to our next topic, and it's all about X-Men. Are we allowed to say that still? Mutants, who cares? It's X-Men.
X-Women.
It's James McAvoy will never say never to returning as Professor X. Why bother? Because all these X-Men are fucking it up all the time, you know.
Yeah, it's the X-Women that have to come in and save them all the time.
X-Men star James McAvoy isn't ruling out a return as Professor X in the future, but is also is comfortable letting the role go to another actor. I think that's going to be the case, James, but who knows? Now, John, it's funny because if you move him up a bit, because I don't want to offend you here, John, right? If you move him up to his eyebrows, right?
Oh, you're not going to offend me, Steve. That's all right.
The amount of people have said you look like him.
Yeah, it's unreal. I know I do look like him. I look like Charles Xavier.
It's just I can see it though. I can see why people say that.
Stephen, I had I'm a courier by day.
Yeah.
And I remember delivering to Bovril back in the day, and there was a woman fucking adamant I was James McAvoy.
You should have played on that.
Yeah, she says, "Oh, listen, every time you come, I can't believe you look so much like James McAvoy. You even sound like him a bit." I'm like, well, sadly, I'm not him. I'm not got the fucking money he's got. But yeah, man, I've had many comparisons.
Yeah,
Nathaniel Phillips now as well.
Yeah,
some fucking character from Afreya. Character George something.
Yeah,
from fucking Vikings, which makes sense. He's playing an Anglo-Saxon in a Viking TV show, and I'm of Anglo-Saxon Viking origin, so all fits.
Yep, it all fits. But anyway, McAvoy though seems to be done with the X-Men franchise and is perfectly fine letting the role go to another actor. In an interview with Collider, McAvoy touched on how while there was still more he wanted to explore with Charles Xavier, he thinks he has had a good run with it. He is not ruling out returning at all, however, leaving the door open that maybe someday in the future he could return. McAvoy said, I feel like I got to explore not everything I want to explore, but because there's always more, surely, but I got to explore a ton of Professor X and I feel quite satisfied with what I got out of him as a performer. It's not to say that you don't ever want to, never want to come back and you never want to do it again and all that kind of stuff. You never say never, as I believe James Bond once said, but I'm not chomping at the bit. I'm not going to be gutted and desperately sad if it never happens again. John, I don't know why he can say he's satisfied, and it's not him, by the way. I'm having a go at here. He was fucking excellent in all the X-Men films, but what are we talking? First Class was a amazing film. Days of Future Past was fantastic as well.
Yeah.
But the other two weren't so great. Apocalypse and
Dark Phoenix.
Shitfest, yeah.
I've still not seen Apocalypse.
Apocalypse is decent, John. It's not a patch on the first two films.
It was a villain, wasn't
it? I don't know if he did get enough out of it. I don't think he was in the last two enough for me. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, Dark Phoenix was all about Jean Grey.
Yeah, Apocalypse was about Apocalypse, but there was, I don't know, maybe I'd have to go back and watch Apocalypse.
They dropped a ball with that, Stephen, because the sort of Magneto and Xavier thing, that relationship, different views in the world, but they were almost like brothers on some level. They should have tapped into that more.
They did for the first movie, and then for the second movie, kind of, but they had to sort of join forces, and then at the end they fell apart again. And then in
what was the one with the old versions came in?
That was Days of Future Past, yeah. We went to cinema to see that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I crashed my Mini before that.
So, yeah, that's what I always remember it for.
Yeah.
But what's your view on this, John? Do you want to see James McAvoy do this character once more? Do you think he's done? Think it should go to someone else now? Now that the characters are all in the MCU.
No, I want to see fucking intro.
That's our logo, by the way. We're
intro.
So proud of it.
That's
we like
3
to show
times
you
it's went off. Clearly the macro's not mirroring
John,
across scenes.
I'm telling you, we could get this little hoofer doofer. It would solve that for you.
Potentially. Would I want to see my little midget version, doppelganger version of me coming back to portray? He's a little bit smaller than me, not much. Coming in to play Charles Xavier again? No, Stephen, I don't. And the reason I don't want that is because it's too early for the multiverse to affect the X-Men and the MCU, so we can't have a different version coming in and then fucking off, buggering off again, and not really destroying the potential origins of a new version of a character. It's too early for that. We're going to get potentially characters we've seen before over the last 11 years coming in as different variants, and then maybe doing a little bit in the movie, then going away again. And I'm hinting heavily here that we could see Tony Stark and Steve Rogers coming back potentially as different versions, and then buggering off, and they don't affect the sacred timeline. But with James McAvoy, if he was to come in, I don't know how you'd make that work, Stephen. It's far too early. It wouldn't make sense. We've not even introduced the concept of a mutant, really. But we have. Monica Rambeau, I think, is a version of a mutant. So I wouldn't want to see it. I would prefer to just make clean cuts with that Fox universe. Go off and do something different. Introduce new versions of the characters. Because, Stephen, when you connect in a James McAvoy, you've always got the connections with Patrick Stewart.
Well, this is the thing.
You've got the connections with Michael Fassbender. You've got connections with also Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and you can't shake them.
That's kind of why I'm glad in a way that Deadpool stayed away from introducing the X-Men characters from that sort of part of the franchise, the James McAvoy part, and it means that it keeps it separate from it. But you're absolutely right. I don't want to see James McAvoy play the part again. I think he's done it, and I don't think he was in the best movies to do it either, unfortunately, but he did really well in them.
I like First Class.
It's always going to be a hard thing for any actor to step into any role Patrick Stewart has portrayed in the past, and we all know and love. The other thing is as well, I think you're absolutely right in terms of the character and who's playing them. You don't want James McAvoy in there, and you don't get Michael Fassbender in there as well, and the rest, Jennifer Lawrence, etc. It's all or nothing for me as well. I think you just got to cut the cord and move on, and I think that's what they're doing. And I think we've always maintained that they're not going to go near the X-Men for the next 10 years. It's probably about 8 years now. Because I think it was 2 years we started saying that, and I think it's right. I think they've got too much going on. I think with this phase, it's going to blow everybody's minds with the whole multiverse, and also you talk about the Fox merger as well. Getting maybe more Deadpool, maybe the Fantastic Four, definitely. I'll just wreck my mic here.
Fuck me, this
you actually missed that, John. That was right on cue.
This is unreal. Every time I change scenes to a wide shot, the intro's going off. You know what it was, Steve? I was fucking about with it. I was pressing it.
That's okay. It's fine. It's okay.
Before we started the show,
we're live. It proves we're alive.
This is a disgrace.
John, I've actually watched some of our shows
lately,
and when we pre-recorded them, and there was cuts and stuff, everything was too clinical, and too precise, and we were so emotionless back then. I don't actually mind things when they go wrong.
That's because when you made a mistake, Steve, you were shivering.
Yeah, and it affected you for the rest of the show. You're like, no darkness, my old friend. And the only time I did not want to see us, the only time I did not want to see us live was when Harley had chucked a mental, and went right under everything and pulled all the cameras down the lights.
Wrecked. I want to say
Both
cameras are about
£1,600. The lighting's
up there, and then the audio session's about £500.
I think I actually broke one of your cables because it was yanked out, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the fucking HDMI lead getting into the camera from the cam.
So I don't mind this at all. I don't mind it at all. I think it shows how far we've came, and it's water off a duck's back now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Stephen, I totally cut you out, man. You were in mid-4.
I can't remember what I was talking about. I mean, you get the Fantastic Four coming in. There's enough going on there because I don't think they're going to make a one and done Fantastic Four. Blade, yes, I do think they're going to make a one and done. I don't think Mahesh Ali is going to hang about in the MCU. I don't think he's that type of actor to begin with. I think he's very much like Edward Norton, who does not want to commit to long term. I think
he's pitched the idea and he's going to do it, and then he'll bugger off.
I think one film might just be enough anyway because you've got one of the best actors
Stephen,
in the business.
I'm convinced Mobius is coming in. Yeah, he's going to be in that movie.
Yeah,
and you've got 2 Oscar-winning actors, villain. And
I think Marvel have looked at that, John. I think Marvel and Sony, of course, because you've got to mention them. I think they've looked at. They don't have as many great villains as DC have. I've always said that DC have always had the better villains.
Sound there, I swear to God.
Yeah.
Fucking advert.
All right. Okay. Sorry, I thought you meant our sound. I thought you meant we were mute. And that's happened before.
Screen rant? No. We're very
crying myself to sleep those nights.
Live and interactive.
But I mean, I wish McAvoy the best. It's not like his career's going to go downhill once he's stepped out from X-Men, is it? No. He's going to do better and bigger things since.
What I would say though is, if there's any chance of him coming in now, would be the chance in the next year or 2. If we're really exploring this multiverse, you could really bring him in at that point. After that, it's dead in the water.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do it.
No.
I want a new Charles Xavier. I want a new Wolverine. I want a new Magneto. I want a new Mystique. I want a new Cyclops.
Yeah.
It's not Smug Chandler. James Marsden. Whatever the fuck his name is. I always think of fucking Marsden for Red Dead when I John Marsden.
John Marsden, yeah.
I want new versions of these characters. New Nightcrawler.
But I think
Saturday night at Broadway.
Yeah, Alan Cummings. Yeah. Fantastic. Probably one of the best X-Men films out, X-Men 2. But John, I think...
And I'm like the guy from X-Men 1, was it? When he fades into the water.
The sweat.
Oh, it's me. One of these days I'll wake up and just fucking water.
Yeah. But I'm the same. I don't really want to see that, but I don't want to see it for a period of time. I think time has to heal. And after, I forgot the name of it already. Dark Phoenix, is it?
Dark Phoenix. It was a shite movie.
I've watched it, John. I wasn't even paying attention. Kind of just went out in the whole world.
God, who was the villain in it? Jessica Chastain.
Yeah.
They didn't even tell her. She didn't even know her character's name until she watched it in the premiere.
Yeah. And then we underused Quicksilver as well.
Yeah.
In it.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
Alf Boner.
I don't know what it is about Kevin Feige. He certainly hates certain...
he hates Ralph Boner. He better fucking make up for that. I'm telling you.
I know the X-Men film wasn't his fault. That was Fox. But you look at like Banner as well. There's something there. It's just not. The Russos don't like him either.
The Russos didn't like Captain America, Steve.
No.
Let's be honest.
No,
they made him a fucking caricature.
Yeah, it's a strange one. But which is strange Steve, because Steve actually was in council with them in Endgame, in the council with one of the Russos playing a character, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's a strange one, but I don't know why. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Horses for courses. Let's move on. I'm digging a hole here. We're talking about Star Wars, John. We've not talked about Star Wars in yonks.
Wars.
Yep. Why so much new Star Wars content is releasing in 2022? And before I read this, John, I think COVID might have a big part to play in why there's a lot getting released in 2022.
That's why we've got fucking 20 Marvel projects coming out in like the
last 2 years we've not had anything. And we've not, well, The Mandalorian came out last year, but it was all pre-filmed before the craziness started.
I just think I need another Mandalorian TV show. Time is ripe.
I think so, John. Fantastic. And I miss it already, John. It's been nearly a year since that final... What was it? It was a week before Christmas. There was the final episode, wasn't it? The one with Luke. But we're getting, obviously, the Book of Boba Fett coming up at the end of the year as well, which I can't wait to see, John. I really want to see where they're exploring, where they're going, if they're going to explain how he's back. I don't mind if they don't actually keep it a mystery. I always complain they explain too much. Maybe that little bit of element of mystery we don't really need to know. But anyway, from Obi-Wan Kenobi to Andor to The Mandalorian Season 3, 2022 is jam-packed with Star Wars content. Lucasfilm VP James Waugh explains why.
Do I follow James Waugh on Twitter?
Do you? I don't know.
I think I'm mad, you know.
Do you wanna?
Well, do you wanna?
But in a recent interview with the Direct, Waugh explained that Star Wars' busy 2022 release calendar was more coincidental than anything else. Waugh says it was just the way things lined up for the year, and he projects that there will be ebbs and flows of Star Wars depending on the availability of passionate new creators. Check out the VP's full quote below. Yes, I'll do that.
When are we getting Brie Larson Star Wars introduction?
Yeah, can't wait. Oh, I don't know. I don't think it was planned on being a regular. I think it was just the way things lined up for the year. I think there will be ebbs and flows of Star Wars as great creators come in and have great takes on Star Wars that we believe fans will want to see. I think what Disney Plus does offer a lot of rich potential to explore the galaxy in new ways, and that's exciting. Yeah, I totally agree with that, because I think we've seen that, and it's been proven with the Marvel stuff, that you can have very successful and interesting television series with not characters at the forefront, the obvious ones, you know. And I think WandaVision proved that with WandaVision, again with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Loki was immense as well, but I think with Star Wars the difference is that a lot of it's getting made up as it happens. There's nothing to sort of go back on. They don't want to go back to legends, as they call it, so everything is new. John, I've came to sort of peace with Star Wars and Lucasfilm and what they're trying to do in terms of going forward. I think they have to have something for everyone now, and they could not do that with the Skywalker saga. The Skywalker saga should have remained consistent throughout those three trilogies. It didn't. They were trying to be diverse as possible in that sequel trilogy when it wasn't needed. Save that for the new projects and the new stuff, timelines and stuff like that, and give everything what they want from generations, from the old original Star Wars fans from the 1970s through to the 1980s, your 1990s and millennials, you know, for the prequel trilogy. There's something for everyone, and that's the way Marvel is. There's things that I'm not bothered about. I'm not really bothered about What If. I'm not going to lose sleep not seeing What If. And there's other things. Well, I'm not really fussed, John. I can pick up on it. If it's a key plot thing, then I'll ask you and you can explain to me, or I'll say I can watch that and that will make more sense to me. I'm intelligent enough to piece it together. I don't really need everything spoon-fed to me. But the point I'm making is that Star Wars has never really had that. It's always been contained within that universe of Skywalker saga, and we've only stepped out of that once, have we? We've stepped out that once. We're not really.
Skywalker saga.
Solo was connected.
Skywalker saga,
yeah, Rogue One was connected. So, we've not really. But I think with obviously the Mandalorian is still in that time period.
And it's got Boba Fett in it, so that's.
But it's growing. It is growing, and you can see it's growing, and you can see the book of Boba Fett's coming out as well, John. And it means that the sort of.
I don't think you can get away from the Skywalker saga.
No, that period in time, I think because of the Galactic, war.
Unless you do the new Old Republic.
Yeah, but it's all there, and it will come together at some point, John.
Yeah.
And we will finally maybe. I think the storytelling will eventually catch up, and the justification of Luke the way he is in The Last Jedi might come to fruition.
You know how you do that, Stephen? You get Sebastian Stan in to do a Luke Skywalker show that bridges the years.
Yeah, can do over a period of 2 decades or something like that. Yeah,
and we don't just
you can see his decline.
Yeah, you don't just have a fucking dream.
No, there's too much of a jump. But that's what I'm saying, John. I think there's something for everything, isn't there? For everyone, isn't there?
Well, Stephen, that's a great thing about Star Wars in the last 5, 6 years, 10 years. It might not be the movies, but certainly Dave Filoni and his team doing a lot of work with the likes of Rebels and Clone Wars, filling in some of the gaps. As you says, inconsistencies with Luke Skywalker. Well, there were certainly inconsistencies with the prequel era and what was going on there. Not really fleshing out enough of Anakin and his turn to the dark side. Yeah, because he didn't have time, because he had that stupid fucking idea.
Which is strange.
Yeah, you can explain that using Dave Filoni and his brilliance and his amazing knowledge of the Star Wars mythology. He then fills in the gaps, and then you can follow this journey. You watch the movies, you can see how he declines. Yep, and it's just better. And this is why you can use multiple mediums. You can use TV, and you can use Disney Plus in this case to fill in the gaps and do great storytelling without the drop in quality that you'd normally have seen maybe 15, 20 years ago with TV. The quality's there now. You can spend $100 million on a 8-episode TV show, and it's movie quality. You can even piece it together and put it out in the fucking theatres. There you go, as a special, an omnibus if you'd like, instead of the shitty EastEnders omnibuses we used to get on a Sunday. He can put it out in the movies and get a fucking Mandalorian omnibus. And other omnibuses, whatever the Luke Skywalker TV show that should be inevitable is going to be called, the Cassian stuff, Book of Boba Fett, you had a Ashoka Tano TV show, I don't know what the fuck that's called, they brought it out. You've got a Lando TV show. Stephen, there's so much potential there over the next couple of years or so. You've got Emilia Clarke want to come back as Kira, you've got Ray Park's still there, he can play Darth Maul, he can fill in that Crimson Tide, that criminal underground, he can bring in your Donald Glovers, your Alden Ehrenreichs and make it
Paul Bettany as well. Paul Bettany, it'd have to be prequel for him, obviously.
It can be prequel though, he can do it with Dryden Voss. So you've got loads of potential there with characters. You've got Obi-Wan there, he can go back and do a fucking Mace Windu Origins if Samuel's up for it. De-age him again, he can run about like an 80-year-old portraying a 40-year-old. What is he now, 70?
He's
unbelievable, isn't it? Guy's youth eternal. But you can do so much, and they are doing so much, to be fair. When I think about it, you'll have animated stuff, you've got the Ashoka Tano thing. I think Grand Admiral Thrawn's going to be in it. I think that's guaranteed, she's looking for him. You've got Obi-Wan coming out, you've got Cassian Andor. What else is coming out, man? You've got the Rogue Squadron TV movie, you've got Taika Waititi working on it now, Star Wars.
You've got stuff for the ones that liked the sort of diversity stuff, is not that we don't like that, I'm not saying that. What I mean is that
you've got an old female.
Yeah, there's going to be something for everyone, and I don't mind that, John. I think it's came to the point now that there's going to be so much content now that there's going to be something for everyone. For age ranges as well. You know, you've got to remember there is stuff out there for kids as well. You know, the animated stuff as well that's predominantly for kids, but adults can watch and enjoy it as well.
I had to laugh though when you speak about that. You brought it back to my attention. The all-female Star Wars TV show and the sort of show leader been brought in. I remember Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. It's a disgrace. They're doing this, they're doing that. Is
this the one that was connected with?
She's Harvey Weinstein's ex-assistant. What does she know about Star Wars? You cut like a week later, she's doing an interview and she knows fucking loads about Star Wars. She grew up a Star Wars fan and she's praising the original trilogy. So she clearly knows a lot about fucking Star Wars. So, in other words, don't fucking jump to conclusions.
It's stark contrast from what we were talking about last week, John, with Marcel Lucas about the content that is coming out now. I understand what she's saying, and you know, her mind's in a different era, though. That's the thing, you know. And with so much content and availability to access the content, it's a different world we're living in now, John. And you
can't go 3-4 years without a movie, Stephen. The franchise will be dead and forgotten. There's too much going on. You've got Marvel churning out 5 fucking things a year.
We live in a TikTok world now, unfortunately. People's attentions will be drawn away if you take your eye off the prize.
Not just that, Stephen. When she was making the movies with her husband, George, of course, the god, the creator of Star Wars, it was an independent movie. And he'd put his own money in. It wasn't a fucking $2 billion franchise, which is what Disney paid for it, to get the rights to the imaging, the characters, the ability to create these movies. They've spent a lot of money. They want to recoup the money. They want to spread it out and make a Marvel side kind of things at Star Wars. So you're changing it, as you said. You have to bring in TV shows.
It's not one person with his foot at the wheel now, or his hands at the wheel, John. It's not his foot at the wheel. Very talented person that can drive with their feet. But John, I think, you know, it's one of those things that even I slip up, by the way. I think it's just one of those. I've got to try it sometimes, driving with my feet. See how good I am at driving.
I'm sure there's people out there that drive with their feet.
Maybe not in this country because we've got sticks, but I think, John, I do get what Marcy is saying in terms of Marsha. I'm always fucking up her name. We talk about ordinary names. Have a fucking real name going.
Was I speaking about Star Wars last week? I think I was. I think in my solo show I may have mentioned Star Wars as well. I don't know what the fuck it was about, but I fucked her name up as well. I can't say her name.
Marsha. I'll say Marsha because that's the way I would normally say it. But I think, you know, it's a period in time that's long gone now. And you're absolutely right. I don't think people are going to hang around for 3 years, 4 years now for the next episode. You know,
that's back in the day where you waited 8 months for home release. Come on,
and I'm guilty of it as well, John. Because at the end of The Force Awakens, I was chatting a bit for the next one, and I was like, I've got to wait 2 years. It used to be 3 years, so I'm guilty of it as well.
Remember after The Last Jedi? We've got to wait 2 years now.
Yeah, to see if Luke survived.
See if Luke survived. Fucking should have gave us another 4 years. 6 years wasn't enough time in between those movies.
No.
Maybe if they gave them 6 years, they would have had a chance to create something fucking decent.
John, I was hoping that episode 9 would come out after I died, but it wasn't to be.
Well, Stephen, it's funny. We were always joking about that leading up to the likes of The Force Awakens. leading up to the likes of The Last Jedi, leading up to the likes of Infinity War and Endgame. I hope I don't have a fucking stroke or something in my sleep and miss this. I've been waiting fucking
John,
years for this.
John, I did that with the
fucking years for this.
trilogy. See, when it was announced in 1997 or something like that George Lucas was going to do a prequel trilogy, sorry, I was like, I hope he doesn't die, because he was in his late 50s at the time.
Oh, that's George R.R. Martin with Game of Thrones. He's fucked. He takes an eternity to write books. He's going to die before it's finished. Guaranteed. He's too heavy and he's too old. But you always used to, I think things like that, just don't fucking die. Come on, I'm like 32, don't fucking die.
Pure selfish reasons.
Don't get a fucking incurable disease, man, and end up having to plead on Twitter. Anyway, John, can I get in to watch it before it comes out?
Let's not end the show on death. Let's move on very
I'm getting back to my teacher back in school, Ken McCrossan.
Oh dear,
Deaf. Used to speak about how his father died of a heart attack in front of him in the car, and we're sitting like, and Stephen, I fucking shit, I know we're going off on a tangent here.
No, I'm not.
I know I'm going off on a tangent. It's always me. We took count of the amount of times they mentioned death across the school year, and I think it was something like fucking 80.
Yeah.
And we were wrong about this guy once a week.
Everybody dies.
52 fucking weeks in a year. Once a week, 52 times he mentioned death 80 odd times. That's a lot, man. That's nearly twice a class.
Yep. They've got counselling for that now, though, John.
Yeah.
You know, and
hopefully he's got it. I mean, he looked like the Penguin. Yeah. The Penguin had Danny DeVito's nose in the Penguin. Wow. And Batman 2 Returns.
That's one. But anyway, John, we're going to move on to our final topic, and it is all about it's Mahesh directors next with Thalapathy Vijay, and this is coming from
what is the name of the show, Stephen?
English.sashay.com, and John, I've got to plough on because I'm doing a cut for this, so I need to plough on. Superstar Mahesh Babu is one of the most sought after actors in Tollywood. Every director wishes to work with him, as Mahesh has been ruling the film industry for decades now, in their opinion, not mine. If you are curious to find out director of which Mahesh movie is teaming up with Tamil actor Thalapathy Vijay, here's news. He is none other than Vamsi Paidipally, who's still basking in the success of his last outing, Maharishi. Now, the film won several awards, still people are talking about it. Vamsi Paidipally is all set to join hands with Vijay. The film is going to be produced by Dil Raju. The film is expected to go to floors by the end of the year. More details about the film are awaited. Meanwhile, Mahesh Babu is busy with shooting of his upcoming film Sarkaru Vari Pata. It is directed by Parasuram and produced under the banner Mithri Movie Makers. Now, John,
Stephen, that was unreal.
This is well done, John. This is
away.
This is only broke, by the way, so this is actually just dropped today, 11:03 Indian Standard Time. So not that long ago. This is big news, isn't it? Because
when you get any news about Thalapathy doing a new movie,
and who's going to be working with him in his next project. I don't know too much about this chap.
I'm just searching him up just now, Stephen.
Vamsi Paidipally, but it always excites me when
they got me though when they were saying Mahesh Babu.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, he's working with Mahesh. Nope, he's working with Vamsi Paidipally, who worked with Mahesh. You bitch. That's clickbait in the extreme.
Yeah, well, you always go with the sort of name that you sort of recognise, don't you? When you're doing
this guy is unbelievably young. Vamsi, he's 42 again. These directors, man, in the subcontinent, the directors, the composers, the likes of Anirudh Ravichandra, he's like fucking 31.
Yeah, ridiculous, isn't it?
Your director who did Pizza, who worked with, and I think he done Peter as well, with Vijay Sethupathi and Manjanikanth, he's like 30 odds. These guys are all incredibly young to be directors who are pretty deep into movies, man, making a lot of movies.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure which region. It's Telugu. Steve, this goes back to what I said. I spoke about this a while back. There was a superstar from Telugu. For the life of me, I can't remember his name now. Heavily rumoured that he would be working with Thalapathy. They were going to collab in a movie together. Telugu superstar. Now we've got a Telugu director, Vamsi Paidipally, coming in. Seems like it's confirmed he's going to be heading or directing. He'll be in the director's chair for the next Thalapathy movie. That'd be what, Thalapathy 66? 65? 66?
Beast is 65, yeah.
66 it'll be then. It's all coming together.
Yeah.
Telugu. Maybe he's doing a sort of Tamil Telugu regional sort of movie here. And I think, look, this guy's at the stage now, Thalapathy Joseph. I'll just call him Joseph because I like that name. but he can release a movie and the whole of the South India will be engaged and switched on. We've seen that with Master.
Not just
lit up the box office everywhere, Steve.
All throughout Europe.
You've seen
America.
people from France, you've seen people from Australia, all over the place saying, huge fan of Thalapathy. So when this guy's movies get released and you get news on him, it's big news.
Yep.
Now, I can't sit here and say I know a lot about Vamsi Paidipally because we're just still starting our journey in cinema. Relative amateur, so I don't know much about him. I'm looking at his names just now and his movies in. Maharshi, was that Maharshi? I can't even see it.
I said
Maharshi.
Maharshi, yeah.
That was the one he worked with. What was it? Did they say that? Pooja Hedges working in it. So these are people, man. Prakesh Raj, these are people we know, Stephen.
Yeah.
We've seen these guys and these gals in many movies, gals, I hate saying that. So he's certainly worked with Tamil talent before. Yeah. He's worked with Telugu talent. So look, man, anything that Thalapathy works in, I've got faith that will be incredible because he's a big name. He's a big talent.
One thing I've noticed, and you touched on it last week in terms of our timing on our attention with Thalapathy Vijay. With upcoming films, something that we never really experienced till Beast came out. We were very late at the party with Master. We were really only taking note of the guy, I think, weeks before its release. In terms of the build up to Beast, we're still to get a full trailer as well, which I can't wait to see, because it's not long till this film comes out, John. You're talking the end of January, beginning of February, so you're only talking
4 months.
Yeah, something like that. You know, it's not that far away. So I think we're going to get maybe a full trailer maybe in November. But this is how it started for our journey with Beast, with news like this coming through, and then us reporting on it and just gathering that information over the coming months.
Stephen, it's the sheer volume of work.
Yep.
That the actors over there get through. I mean, it's incredible. Sometimes they're doing 6, 7, 8 projects.
Yeah.
Pre-production, production, post-production, balancing all of these projects in a calendar year. I mean, Thalapathy's currently still shooting on Beast. He's been up north, I think. He's been up to another, I don't know which one. Was it Mumbai? Finish or do another schedule of shooting for Beast. So he's currently working on that. There's already stuff motioning and on the go for this next movie. So I can't quite believe the sheer number of movies he get through. And I think if you look at somebody like Vijay Sethupathi, he's probably working on about 4 movies just now. Yeah. I know he is, because we reacted to 2 of them, and there's another one, and then he's just done a Netflix multi-perspective TV show.
Yep.
So this guy is doing so many projects as well. They keep themselves incredibly busy, and it's good to see.
Well, that's what I'm saying, John. I think
means I love it.
I think maybe this time next year we'll have a title. This film we're talking about just now, with the director being involved, I think we'll have a title by then, we'll have a trailer by then, and we'll be looking forward to it maybe 2023, January, February 2023 for that film. I think that's the way it works, isn't it? It seems to be the schedule at the moment anyway.
And also the pandemic's kind of put a span on the works for Beast as well. It's probably been done by now. I think they had to shut down because we're building huge sets in Chennai. They were supposed to go up and do shooting in 2 northern Indian cities. They cancelled it. Thalapathy cancelled it because he wanted to protect the cast and the crew. So they had to build sets in Chennai inside a studio. So that delayed it quite a bit. It'd probably been done. He'd be moving on to this next movie already.
Been, John, yeah, you're absolutely right.
But look, I'm looking forward to it regardless.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Can't get this topic to go off because it's the wrong one, John.
We'll have to keep talking about it then.
Yeah, we'll just keep talking. But look, man, that's going to round the show up. We're done. It's been an interesting show. I could say Bermuda at the start. I said Bermudo.
I'm saying phrases that don't exist.
Yeah, Stephen's putting his feet on the wheel to drive. Feet of the wheel. Some people do put feet to the wheel. Troglodytes from Larkhall and stuff like that. In other regions of Western Scotland and Ayrshire, more specifically, and certain regions of Northern Ireland as well, they probably use their feet to drive. But let I digress, man. I went off on tangents. Feet's coming out their chest. It's like Chernobyl, but it's just the natural water in Scotland that creates these creatures. Something going on when you're doing goat hitting to get into a certain organisation. Very Masonic, very strange. But let I digress, man. Fucking weirdos. Let's round the show up.
Please.
The Black Phone, the latest Scott Derrickson horror movie. He is collabing with Jason Blum. Blumhouse to be more specific. Yes, it is a black phone. Mine's is black as well. It's off just now. Black. It's very smudgy. It's all artsy, fartsy. You tell I'm into art. Fucking pretentious bitch. It's getting rave reviews. Some people less raving about its artistic brilliance. What's your thoughts on that movie? You looking forward to it? You can comment below if you've got anything to say about that. I was going to cut, but I'm just going to rattle through it. Fuck it. Jason McAvoy. Jason Blum. James McAvoy is out speaking about Charles Xavier. Do you want to see him coming back? What do you think about Star Wars coming out? in abundance next year, 2022. That is, if you've been hiding under a rock, followed, lying in your house doing fuck all, staying with the Doritos, lucky bitch.
DD.
Fucking. What are we, you know what, that finished in grand. I will never know. What's your thoughts now? What's your thoughts on Thalapathy? What way? I tell you, director. Potentially for Thalapathy 66. You can comment below if you've got anything to say at all and you want to share your thoughts. You can put it down below in the comments section. We will read it, and if we don't like it, we'll delete it, and YouTube will block it. So no assy, man. And no other white beggar stuff, because we don't really give a fuck. It's a poor retort, a poor insult. You have to come up with something better to insult a Glaswegian. We're hard as nails. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, hit the follow button over on Twitch if you want to see more content like this in the future, and that's how you enable it, that's how you get it. Hit the bell icon on YouTube to get the notification straight to your eyeballs. And if you do, you'll see me here back tomorrow, me and Stephen back Wednesday, I'll be back Thursday, and we'll be doing a review on Friday. Not got a fucking clue what we're reviewing on Friday. I know it's a Danush movie.
I'll let you know.
It's way too long, and I cannot wait to see Stephen saying that in the intro.
I've been practicing.
Oh, I can't see it. Bye bye, guys. Bye.